All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, if there is such a thing. Welcome to today's Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream. We are going from Berlin to Vienna, Austria, Berlin, Germany. About a 3-hour flight. We're going to take off and then make our way. Should be a fairly straightforward flight. We're using VORs today for our navigation. So I have all that information already ready for us. So anyway, let's get in here, get the aircraft started up, and we will be on our way shortly. Good morning, Mick. How are you? Let's see what our weather looks like when we get in here. We might tinker with it just to... Oh, it looks okay. All right. Get back inside and do our checklist. Get the aircraft started up. Let's see if our, yep. We are heading, we'd say a south departure. I'll let my co-pilot handle all that. It should switch over. We should get a... All right. I think we are all set. Interesting that they did not. Well, that's what I'll do. All right, here's what we'll do. Let's go ahead and throttle these back. We're just gonna let the brakes off, and we're just gonna move just a bit, and then it should trigger the... No, apparently not. Okay. All right. I have a feeling that changed the our departure runway. Let's have a look at our VFR map. I just have that sneaking suspicion that nope. I don't think it has changed it. Okay. We'll find out here in a moment once we get to our runway. So for those of you who don't know, this is the first leg. Eventually we're going to take this all the way down to Athens, Greece. This route will go all the way to Athens. So this is a real world route that was flown by Lufthansa back during this period of time. We're trying to have a bit of history here. Of course, they only flew during the day, typically, because there was no IFR stuff, you know. So they couldn't see the terrain. We'll have some nice scenery today. Surprised Addie's hasn't popped in yet. Usually he's one of the first few people here. So quick reminder, no flights this Friday, the 1st. We'll do 2 flights Saturday and a scenic flight on Sunday. And no flights Monday and Tuesday. So you will skip Spitfire Saturday this coming Saturday. altimeter set here. And I'm going to go ahead and dial in our first VOR here, which will be 10865. All right. Let's line up here. Somebody commented on the last flight we did in the Junkers 52 when we got to Berlin, I believe. All right, let's just see here because, all right, before we get back to that. All right, so here's the issue, right? We're going to go down this runway. Our first marker technically is right here at the end of the runway, and then we have to turn left to make our way towards our first one. So I'm going to leave that. We're going to make sure we turn in time for our to make sure we're on the right track. I don't know if I can minimize this any more here so we can utilize it and not have it too much in the way. All right, let's go. So anyway, so yeah, somebody asked if there's an autopilot. Now in this one, this is the 1939 version. If you'll look at the way that the style of the flight deck here compared to the one before. And I know maybe some people don't remember, but this is as close to the original as possible. So that being said, there is an autopilot in this one, and the switch is down here. I just kind of all right, so if we want to look here real quick, and I'll get back to the whole autopilot situation here in a moment. The VOR at the very end here is that building or that thing right there. That is BBI right there. So we're going to go ahead and pass near there, near enough, and we're going to go ahead and turn. There we go. We are on our way. So anyway, as I was saying before, I had to make sure we turn and head our correct direction here. We're going to have to turn quite a bit here to make sure we get back on track. So we are 92 nautical miles. Now, what I should have done, and I meant to do this on this flight. I should have started a stopwatch to time the distance, the amount of time it took from us to get from our takeoff point to our next waypoint, so that we can. And I'll see if I can. Actually, I'll do that on the next one once we get to HDO, because we have 117 nautical miles from HDO to WGM. So anyway, yeah, somebody commented, asked if there's an autopilot. There is. I don't believe, like in a let me just make sure we get online here and all. Alright, so 155 is our heading bug. Go. So I don't think that in a plane like this it is necessary to have autopilot, only because it's not that difficult to fly. It just looks like it is because you have all these switches and dials and all that kind of stuff, right? But it's not that difficult to fly it without the autopilot. And we're not doing like a 12-hour flight or something where an autopilot would be kind of helpful to keep the aircraft on track. But it's not the same sort of autopilot system that we have like in the A320 or anything like that. It's a very simplified, it's not going to make the minor adjustments. It's just going to basically keep you on course and all that kind of stuff, and that's about it. But it won't make the adjustments if we get off course. It will just, it'll fly off course. So yeah, I don't think it's really necessary. It's not that difficult to fly, really. We are on our way. So the VOR is getting picked up. We're on our way to HDO. So the little beeping you might be able to hear faintly, that is the Morse code for HDO, Hotel Delta Oscar. And that's how they navigated. Well, they use, they probably had charts and everything, and they knew they could get an idea of where they were. But eventually, that's how early aircraft navigated, was with the radio signals. And that should tell us we're flying the correct direction towards our VOR. It's a very simplified version compared to the ones that have like a line. It will tell you which way, if you're left or right off track and all that. Oh, I forgot I didn't turn off the POIs. Oopsie daisy. Oh well. So yeah, I don't really think that it is necessary for to use autopilot, on this kind of aircraft here. It's not that difficult to fly once you get going. It's pretty straightforward. That looks like a big dome of some kind or something. It's almost like an old Zeppelin dome or something. That wind is going to be pushing us offline here, seems like. And look at that. I can't get the thing to pop up to say what it is. Kind of quiet in the chat today, I guess. It's Monday. It's typical. I think everybody's wishing the weekend was still there. Yeah, look. There's an airstrip there, that's for sure. Looks like one. I wonder if it's like a glider club or something. Maybe that's what it is. Oh, I forgot. There is a... Wrong. Strobe lights are now on. Oh, there's some windmills going. Now, see, in more modern autopilot systems. If we did have a more functional autopilot in here, what would happen is if we got off track, the plane would automatically, or if because of the wind, the plane would automatically correct itself to remain on the correct course. Well, this isn't such a bad way to fly, because you do have to kind of pay attention to your, to what the aircraft is doing, and if it, now if we don't pop up that little VFR map, we could be wildly off our track there to get to our VOR, and then if we open it up and we are way off, then it's going to take even longer to correct. So now imagine, if you don't have such a thing during this time, this little digital VFR map, you go off track and you don't have enough fuel, you may have to make an emergency landing somewhere and all that. You might have to call in and say that you're not going to make it to your destination. Oh, look at that gust of wind. 3009. There we go. Oop, there's that stutter again. That always makes me feel uncomfortable when I see the scenery stutter like that. Like something's gonna go wrong. Okay. Well, I see 4 viewers watching, nobody's saying boo. What's going on, folks? Is everybody that angry that it's Monday or something? I mean, come on. So everybody must, well, I know over the UK everybody should be wide awake. It's, well, near noon there. other. So yeah, interestingly enough, your lights are under here. There's a switch underneath the seat here for your taxi and landing lights. It's not all up here. And then the other lights, your nav stuff and all that, is on this wall here. It's not, you know. So yeah, the co-pilot would be making sure all that's switched on. So we should be, let's see. I don't think we're quite halfway to our first waypoint there. So what I'll do is, once we're on our way towards our second one, which is our longest leg of the flight at 117 nautical miles, I'm going to try to my best to calculate the amount of time it will take for us to get from Hotel Delta Oscar to Whiskey Golf Mike, which is, so I'm going to have a timer set, or do a stopwatch kind of thing, and see if my calculations are about correct. So it's not like we're not going to make huge changes one way or the other. Like, our next leg is just slightly off of this one. It won't be like a huge, we're not going to have to like make a huge turn and all that kind of stuff. It'd just be a small adjustment. Looks like there's a DBO. There's an airport over here somewhere to our left. Let's have a look at our weather. Looks like we have a wind. Let's see, what about, that can't be it. I think. Oh, maybe it is. Alright, what about, is there any other, ooh, wow, we are way off track here now. See, look at that. Just take your eyes off things and you start really drifting off the line there. So I need something on one of the larger airports. C H E O W G M. So I need an airport. EDDC. It's not too far from there. EDDC. 268 knots. Okay. Right. So we need to be on a heading of 159 actually to counteract the wind. If I remember all my stuff that I've been learning from Captain Arash when I'm flying with him. Hello, Mela. Nice to see you here. Thanks for leaving a thumbs up. Appreciate it. We are on our way to Austria. We're on our way to our first waypoint. Dealing with a little bit of a wind here that keeps pushing us off. We are making our way. Just making a gentle climb. So let's dial that on here, 159. Oops. Should be our real heading due to the wind. That's 013. There we go. Get some water here while we're cruising along. Now, see, I think this was the early sort of, this is the way the old Lufthansa planes looked, I think, before they were called Lufthansa. I'm surprised Mr. Addies hasn't popped in. He must either be still streaming or he's watching, I don't know, Joe streaming. No, I think he was showcasing the new... No, he's doing something else. I know that. I saw the reminder that he was showing something, a different game. There was an update or something. Mondays are a very difficult day to predict how many people will show up and how many people will Hello, Kyle. I think we should be almost there pretty soon. Now, I did fly this part of the route just to kind of see how we got on, you know, because I haven't flown this model of the Junkers before, so I just wanted to see how it worked. So far so good. DCM, I think, wasn't that the one I did? Where are we at on? Found. All right. Oh, wind at 160 degrees, bearing from 200 degrees to 290. Huh, interesting. All right. So there's that airport right there. It's a smaller airport, so they don't have any weather information for that. Look closer look at the all the stuff. Look out the window there. There's all of our switches for our lights and everything. There we go. We want our beacon lights on. Hello, Stealth. Welcome to the stream. We should be nearing our first waypoint here. Let's see if I can set up a timer of some kind. I do. Well, no, I've flown this before. It's just a different style than Junkers 52 Stealth. And we're going to be flying this one for a while until we get all the way to Athens, Greece. Real world Lufthansa route from the 1930s. We're just doing legs at a time. So we're on our way to Vienna, Austria. First stop. Then our next leg will be. What's our next leg? So our next leg will be this Saturday. Since I'm not going to be able to fly Monday, we're going from Vienna to Budapest. So we will do that. Yes, Amilla. Sorry, I was checking something. Yes, what is it, Amilla? Viewers, thank you all for coming in and hanging out. What was your dinner? I had, what did I make? I had chicken rice. Yeah. Yeah, nothing fancy. Why do you ask? Usually that's a question that Doris would ask me, Amella. What if I said I ate a roller skate? What would you say then? Yeah, I know. yeah, I'm planning on something nice this Friday. After I gotta get an appointment done in the morning, I'm gonna go grocery shopping. I'm gonna get a nice pork loin and some bacon and some potatoes, and I'm gonna roast. You would be concerned. Yeah, so I'm gonna do all that on Friday. I'm gonna roast the potatoes. I'm gonna put the pork loin in a crock pot and let that cook, and roast up some potatoes, and yeah, that'll be dinner for Friday. Probably Saturday. Saturday might be leftovers. No, I didn't have any sauce with the rice. Sometimes I put a little dash of soy sauce on there, but it's only on a rare occasion because soy sauce usually has a lot of sodium in it. I think even like the supposedly low sodium soy sauce still has a pretty decent amount of sodium, so I'm trying to not use that much, so for health reasons. And when I do use salt, I just only use a smidge of sea salt, which is supposed to be healthier. Yeah, I've learned I don't always need, like, I used to put a lot of sauces and stuff on and everything, and then after a while I'm like, sometimes it just is too much. So yeah, I've learned to eat it a bit plain most of the time, so it's fine. But if I did, it would just be a quick dash of soy salt. It wouldn't be like, just shaking the bottle until it was doused in soy sauce. So I'll make some spaghetti noodles for tonight. Right, we should be almost at our, if I remember correctly, when I flew this the other day just to kind of test to see how it went, just for the first leg, we should be about to our first waypoint here. Oh, so when you use VORs, the VOR station that we're en route to puts out a Morse code. So that should be Hotel Delta Oscar in Morse code, and that tells you if you are within, that you're heading the right direction. So we're tuned in using this system down here. We're tuned into that VOR, and we're going to intercept that, and then we're going to turn towards WGM. And it's going to be 117 nautical miles to our next waypoint. All right, so there's our HDO. That's what we're looking for. So we are nearby there. We turn a little bit so that we make sure we intercept as best as possible. So basically, what it is, no. Well, I think they do, but it's like for modern stuff, it's like a backup navigation system. But this is how they navigated in the early days of aviation, and it was a system that was developed largely due to Pan Am. With the China Clippers, they had to have a way that the pilots knew which direction to go, and so they developed this radio navigation system that they could hone in, and they knew which way to go to get to that part, to that destination or to that waypoint, basically. So we are right over it, pretty much. So if we look, we could maybe try to find the the where that is. It looks like it's right down there, possibly. All right, so we are on our way to dial in our next frequency. Oh, I need to start a stopwatch. Let me. And I gotta dial in 112 8 20. All right, there we go. We want a heading of 148. We're gonna double check here. Looks like we are near. What airport is that? You're welcome. Just minor adjustment, or a minor adjustment in the altimeter. Like that. See what our that's an airport nearby. Okay, CI. Okay. Let's see what our CI. Nope, that cannot be it. That is it. I need to get an updated wind. Let's see, we are near Prague. So we could use there. Okay, so it hasn't changed much, so we're hitting a 148. It's it was 117 miles. So it's saying 57 minutes to complete this portion of the flight. We need to be on a heading of 152. So I'm gonna go 152. That in. To counter the wind. All right. So, oops, I think we need to put in 114 as our speed. So about an hour. Okay. Alright, so this is going to be the longest part of our flight here. Let's see if that hour time frame is about correct. About 54 minutes. We should hit our next waypoint, and then from there it's just a short track to our airport, our destination. So let's see if I've learned anything flying with Captain Arish. I think I have. But we'll see if our timing is correct. Yeah, this is going to be our longest part of the flight here. Then we'll make another slight turn and we will pick up our airport. Should be fairly easy to pick up. I think when we're about 45, once we've hit about 45 minutes on this track, I'll go ahead and start descending a little bit. Make sure that we are clear of any mountains or anything. Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll slow down and start dropping altitude and okay, HK Dragon, I'm trying to fly. I'm sorry. I will look at the chat from time to time. Thank you for the new subscription. Okay. I'm not gonna, that's not very polite to demand a reply, okay? I am trying to fly and make sure that I'm on track, okay? Thank you, though, for your subscription. So, welcome to the channel. We are on our way to Vienna, Austria in the Junkers 52. We are on our major portion of our flight right now, 117 nautical miles. We've been flying on this track for about 9 minutes now. We've still got about 50 more minutes to go on this track, and then we will be turning into Austria. All right. HK, listen to me. It's right there in the title, Microsoft Flight Simulator, HK, okay? And if you're going to be a bit disruptive in my chat, I can't have you here, okay? So calm down. I'm trying to explain what I'm doing, okay? So if you would just relax and listen, I will explain things, okay? We are on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 I'm on the Xbox Series S, not on the PC. We are on our way to Vienna, Austria from Berlin in the Junkers 52. I am flying this using VORs, which is a radio navigation system. I'm trying to make sure I stay on track and make our destination as quickly as we can, although it's not very fast because this is not a fast plane. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Try to fly 7 days a week as much as my schedule allows. I try to go 6:30 in the morning East Coast time, 11:30 UK. So adjust your times from there. I'm not sure where you live in the world, but yeah. But I am trying to fly manually. I'm not on an autopilot, so I will glance from time to time at the chat and try to respond when I can. Okay. But thank you for the subscription. Thank you for coming in today. Glad to have you here. But all that information, if you look at the title, all that stuff is right there. Mr. Addies finally arrives. Now sat back down with lunch. Let's carry on. Yep, we are on our way. Our big portion of the flight here. We've got quite a ways to go. We just hit about 12 minutes, so we still got a long way to go. Just fine, Joseph. Just fine. Nice to see you here. I expected you a lot earlier. Praha. What is Praha? Zero 14. Okay. So there's Prague. Not sure where Prague is. Alright, well, we'll use Prague for our weather updates if we need to. Okay. Prague is to our right. Oops. Getting off track here. Prague is way over there somewhere. I'm up early today, had to wake Well, usually you're awake already by now, Joseph. I'm not even sure where Camellia Approach is. Kibble. Well, Mick is relaxed. He's in his comfy chair. Almost oversleep. I called her about 7:30. Oh, okay. Okay. So, that's not our. That's not. We are going to be near Prague. Looking forward to the next leg, flying with Captain Arish tonight over Australia. Should be a good flight, hopefully. I think it will be. Imperial Builder. Thank you for the subscription, Imperial Builder. I'm not sure who that is. Oh, there you are. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the subscription. Appreciate it. Just sorting out some papers here. Notes that I've taken on other flights that I need to keep track of. Alright. Oops. So we're only about 18 minutes into this leg. Still got a ways to go. It's going to take about an hour for us to complete this portion. Of the flight. And I think tomorrow I'm going to try to fly with Allison. They're doing a flight from Yuma to Burbank, California. So I'm going to try to join her for that, and the other flyers. So that should be a good flight. That's part of a flight that Amelia Earhart did also. I think before she did her around the world flight, or attempted to do her around the world flight. So I'm going to actually try to fly it in this aircraft. Later on today, or tomorrow, I mean. First time on your stream, and it's great. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. We do try to fly 7 days a week, although no flights this Friday. We will fly Saturday and Sunday. No flights on the 4th and the 5th. We'll be back on it on the 6th. And we'll go from there. Yeah, I have some stuff that I need to take care of on the 4th and the 5th and the 1st. So no flights. Generally, we try to fly 7 days a week. If you want to know more, just scroll down below the video. There's a whole bunch of stuff in the description box. Please read that if you're new. And generally, any questions you have, my moderators capable of answering. I've read. Okay. All right. Good. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people don't always scroll down and read all that stuff. So, but thank you for taking the time and doing so. Junkers. Yes, Junkers. It's not Junkers. It's Junkers. A lot of people think it's pronounced Junkers because of the way it's spelled, but it's Junkers. 52. German aircraft, 1930s. It served the Lufthansa airline for many years until they started getting better planes and the jets and everything. So this is a real-world Lufthansa route that we are flying. We just left Berlin. Our final destination will be Athens, Greece, eventually. Not today, of course, but we're going to do legs at a time. And then, tomorrow we'll be in the, we're doing a flight from Orlando to Cancun in the A320. And then on Wednesday, we will be in the Embraer 110P going from Douglas Bisbee to El Paso. Then Thursday, we will be in the Kodiak 100 Truth or Consequences Municipal Airport to Roswell. And then no flights Friday. Saturday, we are doing, our next flight will be, we're doing 2 flights on the 2nd. We're doing Vienna, Austria to Budapest in the Junkers 52. And then we're doing the Fresno to Las Vegas in the Embraer jet. In the 170. Doing like a regional jet service from Fresno, California down to Las Vegas, Nevada. That shouldn't take very long. But my exams are going. That's fine. You don't have to worry about it. Take care of your exams. That's more important. You can always watch the video another time. But if you can't make it, it's perfectly fine. Don't shortchange your studies to be here. So, all right. So we're almost 25 minutes into this leg. So we're near halfway, roughly. Should be. But I am going to step away for just a brief moment. I will be right back. Sit tight, and I'll be back in just a moment. Alright, I'm back. Get a swig of water here while we're cruising along. Yes, thank you, Mela. Appreciate that. You must be... Are you working from home today? Because normally you're, like, gone by now. Or are you not going in today? Are you from... No. No, I'm not from Australia. No, I'm just... I'm American. I'm not sure... Well, I do follow... I am subscribed to Two-Tone Murphy. I think he's from Australia. I think. Is he? I think he is. I'm not sure. So I do follow some other simmers on YouTube, other flight sim folks, but generally they I think they mainly stream on Twitch. I try. I start on Twitch and then I use Aircast to put it on YouTube as well. Otherwise, it's a very time-consuming process where I have to download it, upload it to YouTube. It has to go through all the checks, and if we have like a long flight, then it takes forever for it to go through everything. So you probably got recommended if you're watching them and they're playing Microsoft Flight Simulator, then it could be because of that it's a common thing between our channels is playing flight simulators. So Interesting. So there is a... So there's backup gauges over there. Oh, interesting. So there's two barometric... There are three, actually. There's two here and one over there. So I guess there's like enough backup systems in place, it looks like. Oops. Getting a little off track there. So we are at about 31 minutes on this leg. Give or take, because I did start at a few minutes past once we got on onto this part of the flight, this track. So we should be, we're halfway there, I do believe. We will find out. My calculations. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. A few people have come in that have gotten the recommendations on their, you know, that I'm a recommended channel. So that is awesome that that's working. So people who are interested in Microsoft Flight Simulator are finding me, you know, a little bit at a time. We're at about, let's see, so about 265 subscribers. So we're you know, we've gained a few, we've lost a few, which is fine. I'm not looking to become famous or rich doing this. So I mean, if I got money out of it, it would be great, but it's not. I'm not expecting that. So. Just try to share something I enjoy with folks, and that's about it. Just come in one time and well, it's fine. I you know, people have lives. If you know, if you can catch a stream, that's fine. You know, it's, you know, you have things to do and it's okay. You know, don't neglect your studies or anything just to watch me. You know, that's not, I wouldn't want that. You know, your studies are important, so. Some people come in whenever they can. You know, I haven't seen in a while is Ryan. Ryan hasn't been in ages. Hope he's doing okay. Yeah, we do have like a core audience, basically. You know, most people here are fairly consistent viewers. Other folks pop in whenever they can, and that's fine. Aren't going on, they are going to start after. Oh, it's okay. That's fine. I mean, like I said, you know, don't don't neglect your studies, you know, to watch me. You know, if I'm on in the background, that's fine, or if, you know, if that's too much, that's, you know, it's not a big deal. So happy to have you here. We will be flying through India fairly extensively for the most part, I guess. Next month, I'm going to be doing a real-world KLM route from Amsterdam to what's it called? The former Dutch Indies. So we are going to be flying down through Europe over into. We're going to be Cairo, all along. We're going to go through Iraq, Iran, and all along, and make our way down towards through, I think, Malaysia. And don't think that I'm studying. I love. Oh, okay. Oh, nice. Congratulations. Well, because sometimes people come in and they're like, I'm a student, and then they should be studying, and then they're not. You know, they'd rather watch me, and it's like, no, your studies are more important. You can always watch the stream later on, or the video later on. So alright, let's see, we're almost 37 minutes. I'm going to be really happy if my calculations are correct. And then I will definitely have learned more from Captain Arish than I've been utilizing in our flight so far. So but the KLM flight's going to be, it's 30 legs. I've had to break up some of the longer flights into like 2.5 hours or 3 hour blocks so that it's not too much. You should use some background music. I may do that eventually. I have thought about that. I know through on Twitch I could use it, and I think it would carry over to YouTube on the broadcast. I have thought about that because I've seen a lot of other streamers have some background music. So I may do that eventually. I have to look into how to set all that up and everything. But generally, most people seem to like the sound of the engines when I'm not talking. You know, because this is, you got the radial engines here. We can go ahead and zoom around our aircraft here. That's what it looks like up close and personal. The engines are very detailed, I have to say. Like, you know, this part of the engine looks very detailed up close. And you have the exhaust areas coming out the back there. This one is on the sides. And another one's on the top there. Ooh, looks like we are hitting a little bump there. There's the yeah, that's our aircraft up close and personal. Yeah, some people prefer it. You know, I know it's not everybody's thing, but you know, some people prefer the sound of the engine. Sometimes, you know, I'll just be quiet for a little bit and let the some people find it very relaxing. Alright, so let's see. Hopefully, we're 19 minutes out from our waypoint. We shall see. So once we land there in Austria, we will wrap the stream up for today. We'll be back tomorrow in the A320 Orlando to Cancun, Mexico. So do tune in. 6:30 Eastern, 11:30 UK. Should be a fairly straightforward flight. Should be no major issues there. Never choose. Yeah. No. Yeah. I know a lot of people have done that in the past, where they quit their jobs and they think that YouTube will pay all their bills, and then they discover that it's easier said than done. So, no, I'm not expecting to make this into a job or anything. I just try to enjoy it and share aviation with other folks. Hello, Roy, I think. Nice to see you here. Thank you for stopping by. So we should be near our we're getting near. We're about almost 16 minutes from our waypoint, I do believe. Then we're going to make another turn slightly, and we will make our way towards Vienna, and we will call in for landing. Yeah, I agree, Imperial Builder. Well, some people have done well. They've grown an audience and they do make some money off of it, but that's not what if it were to happen that way, that would be fantastic, but it's not like my motivation. So, I think the first step would be, I think you got to get to 500 subscribers at there's like different levels, and then I think once you get to 1,000 you can monetize your channel. Why are my likes hidden? I think I don't know if that's something that YouTube has done, because they were Either that or did I turn... Cause I don't want people to be influenced one way or the other. If you like my content, then you can leave a thumbs up, but don't look to see if how many likes it has to sway your decision. You know, it should be, if you feel that what I'm doing is worthwhile, you can leave a thumbs up. If not, it's perfectly fine. You know, but I think part of it, I think I may have hidden that just so, because sometimes people have come in and given me the thumbs down just out of spite, I guess. So yeah, I don't want that to be seen, because some people are just that petty. So looks like there's an airfield somewhere. We just fly over it? So it says we flew over something. I don't see an airport, or I don't see anything that suggests an airfield, unless it's this big grass strip right here, which maybe that's it. Could be it right there then. Huh. But I know, like, the YouTube has made it where nobody can, I think they turned off the dislike buttons because they felt that some creators were getting unduly harassed or something. But, you know, if you don't like my content, then that's on you, you know. I just try to do the things that I think people will enjoy seeing, you know. Alright, we should see at any moment now, I believe. We'll see if my calculations are correct. I was saying there's another airport over here. Yeah, well, I mean, I think the dislike button became a way of you know, it's like a way of harassing a creator. You know, if you don't like what they do, why do you go back? You know, why do you know, it just doesn't make much sense. If you don't like it, then don't watch them. But that it shouldn't mean that other people can't enjoy them, you know. You know, I know if there's a channel on YouTube that I don't like, I just don't go watch their stuff. And if it comes up in my recommended, I just immediately tell YouTube, don't recommend this channel. That way I don't see their content ever. I do need to update my awesome streamers section. I need to add some folks from Twitch in there for sure. We have a pretty good selection so far of folks who do some really good stuff. Instead of... Oh, okay. V. Alright. Thank you, V. Well, I mean, some people, you know, that's their way of showing some dissatisfaction with either the creator, the content creator, or the content itself. I notice a lot of people who leave dislikes are generally they don't do their own YouTube stuff, you know. but they're very critical of everybody else, but they don't want anybody to be critical of them. So yeah, I don't. All right, hold on a second. We are should be 10 minutes away. Let's see if we are spot on, or pretty close to it. I think we are, because I feel like it's getting a little bit louder, the beeping, I think. No, maybe I'm just imagining things. Alright. Well, thank you so far for the 4 thumbs up. I do greatly appreciate that. So yeah, if you look into the awesome streamers section, there are some folks who do some really good content. Do give them a check them out. Do give them a subscription, please and thank you. I do need to update that. You can make some shorts because they can be a good source of views. Yeah, I've done a few shorts. Generally, like stuff, silly stuff like when I've flown under the Eiffel Tower, flown under a bridge in the UK. Yeah, I have a few shorts. I might make one out of this. If my calculations are correct, I'm going to make a short, and I'm going to send a link to Captain Arish to say I calculated distance and time and everything, and I was darn near close, or almost spot on, or fairly, enough that it does work, and I know what to do now. So I've learned a lot flying with him. He does explain a lot of things as clearly as he can. So we're going to start dropping some altitude here, since we are about 7 minutes out from our waypoint there. So I'm just waiting for it to pop up in the view there on the VFR map. Pop. Yeah, I could probably do that eventually. It's just that a lot of times, once I'm done streaming, it's like I'm pretty, it takes, I have energy, but it's like, thinking about those things can be a bit, there's a lot of stuff to do after the stream and all that, so, yeah, that can be a very time-consuming process, but I do appreciate your suggestions, though. Alright, 6 minutes. let's have a look here at our... So let's see, what is it near that... I don't see any kind of features or anything that would suggest where our... I was hoping for like lakes or something. But we should see like a major city, it looks like, to our right as we come in. And that should be Vienna itself. Right, there's a river. Looks like that's a river. Okay. Make shorts on interesting like stunts. Well, I don't usually. I mean, that's a. If I'm going to fly the 747, it wouldn't be to do stunts. It would be to, you know, fly it from point to point. But yeah, I do appreciate your suggestions, though. All right, just about 3 minutes. But I think we're kind of spot on. Now I did start the clock a little bit late, so I'm just waiting for it to pop up there at the bottom of the VFR map. As soon as we see it, then we know we've gotten our calculations pretty good, correct. Let's see. I would think by now we would have seen it. So my calculations might be a little bit off. So we're at about 2 minutes now. Now. I'm looking at like the distance and the speed to calculate, you know, like it was 117 nautical miles. Calculating the speed, how long would it take to get to that point? So I'm using a web version of the E6B flight calculator to give us a rough idea or to give us an estimate of how long it would take for us to reach our waypoint here, WGM. So I may have undercalculated. So it should be, well, I don't know what the distance is on this VFR map up there in the right corner. So I think that should be Vienna, Austria, there in the distance out there somewhere. So I think we're pretty close. I just want to see. So it's not an exact science. It's I'm kind of guessing at some of it or trying to make the best guesses I can based on what information I see. So I think we're closer because the I kind of feel like we're close, but we may be beyond an hour, so I may have not calculated it correctly. But we'll keep the clock running to see how far off I am. But I do believe that's Vienna there in the distance there. So I think we're fairly close to our... Yeah, because Cap Mara said, the way to kind of practice it is to just, time yourself between one point and another and see how far, are you pretty close, or are you a little bit off, and stuff like that. So. But it's, I'm trying to learn how to do all this, calculate the I know the distance, but from one VOR to the other, how long will it take, to do all that? Talk with energy like YouTubers, it would be energetic for us to watch. Drink water. Well, I'm generally pretty energetic, so I do have water with me, next to me at all times. So, speaking of which, I gotta take my vitamins. I'm not bored. Sorry. I think I took a drink of water and I muted myself and I forgot to unmute myself. So no, I'm not bored. Trust me. There's a lot to do coming into the airport here shortly. We're almost at our waypoint and we'll be turning in towards our airport momentarily. So sit tight. I'm going to take one more quick break and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. All right, so that must be this area here. Yeah, I think so. So we still got a little bit to go, and we'll turn towards our airport. Get ready to land. Do appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out today. Thank you for the 5 thumbs up. Oh, that's fine. No, I'm plenty entertained because usually, like I said, at this point in the flight, especially when we're getting close to our destination, there is a lot to do. So it gets a little bit busier. So no, I appreciate it though. So yeah, a bit off on my calculations, but it's a learning thing. I know if I remember correctly, Cap Marsh isn't always spot on the time, and he doesn't use like he has a VFR map, but that's for other people to see, not him. He doesn't use GPS or anything. He prefers to navigate that way. So yeah, it's a bit of a learning process. Sometimes he's fairly close to being on track, and then other times he's a little early or a little late on the turns when he reaches a waypoint. So okay, so if I think it should be that area there. So there should be, I think, 3 lines that we're going to cross. I think. find out here in a moment. Okay, I think I see. Right, there's that curve of the river. Right, so we must be getting near our waypoint there for sure. Yeah, there's that river there. Okay, yep, I think we're almost there. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. We're almost to Austria, Vienna, Austria, not to Austria, but Vienna, Austria. We have one more waypoint to clear there in the distance somewhere, and then we're going to turn in for our airport, and we'll put this thing on the ground. Nice and easily, and we'll be done. Usually this is the part where most people start to come into the stream because they're like, oh, he's getting ready to land. This is the exciting part. So, well, I'm sorry that you're bored though. You're more than welcome to hang out, watch the last bit of the flight. We've been going for a couple hours now. Alright, so let me just look here at my positive that is okay. I think by terrain association we are board. I have a challenge for you. Subscribe to this channel with the small finger or left hand. Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, V. Well, you know, some people they're if they're bored, they're bored. If they want to come and hang out and just relax and watch this, then they're more than welcome to. I know that flying the Junkers 52 is not everybody's favorite thing to see because it's slow, but it's classic aviation, and there's something good about that. I don't want to always fly a Airbus A320 or anything like that. I want to, we've got so many planes to fly, so, and I'm trying to do some real world routes and everything, so that's the fun part, I think, in all this. So there's that. So yeah, let's have another look here. So that should be that. So yeah, we are near our waypoint. We're getting closer. That's a good thing. I use Sky Vector so I can look. I can kind of train associate. There's that river, and I can follow the bend of the river and say, okay, we're fairly close. there it is. Should be. Nope. Not yet. It's a different waypoint. There it is. All right, here we go. So we need to call, once we get past Whiskey Golf Mike, we will call over to the airport and ask for clearance to land. Matter of fact, I think we can go ahead and we're looking for LOWW. There it is. Okay, there's our airport. Now I'm going to turn off our all that because we don't need that. We're going to fly over the airport, identify our runway, and then we will. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted that off. That on. Okay. I'm going to get rid of this since we know where we are. When I launched it to download the whole game, something pops up about safe mode, and when I press it, it crashes. Okay, Phaselo, if you scroll down to the bottom of the description for today's video, there's a link to the Microsoft Flight Simulator forums. Your answer could most likely be found there. I'm on the Xbox side, so I couldn't tell you how to. That sounds like something on the PC side. So if you go there and ask that question, I'm sure somebody will be able to give you an answer. Or you could probably search. Somebody else might have had that same problem before. So. You're no problem. You're welcome. All right, let's just see. That should take us to our airport. That looks like it right there. Let's see, is the, I think the airport is near, yep, okay. So we want to come in, our runway should be to the, the right. So yeah, it should be over running this way. Not, that's a different runway. We don't want that one. We want a different one. Because I did pick runway 11. They said base. When it does this. All right. All right. So yeah, runway should be right over there. Actually, it should be almost right in front of us, if I remember the airport layout correctly. Yeah, okay. Got it. All right. So yeah, our runway is just right off the right wing tip there. There's the airport proper for Vienna. And there it is. All right, so what we're going to do, we got to drop some more speed. I'm going to drop some flaps here. Start slowing down. I'm going to turn that ident off. There we go. All right, so there's our runway right there. That looks like a very industrialized area. It's kind of weird. Huh. Yep, there's our runway. Perfect. All right, we are going to go make a right turn here. So basically, we want to look for, all right, let's see kind of our landmarks. All right, let's I'm going to turn the laptop away just a bit here so I can concentrate on the landing. I will check the chat once we are on the ground. Alright, our flaps are fully down. Alright, there we are. There's our runway. Started to pull up a little too much there after we're just gonna go for it. Not my best approach, but we'll make it. There we are. Oops. On behalf of myself and the entire flight crew, we'd like to welcome you to Vienna, Austria. I'm not sure what the local time is. Ooh, oh, up. It's very easy to nose these tail draggers over, and when you're trying to slow down. 2 devices, so oh, well, thank you very much, appreciate that. Probably wasn't a butter landing, but we made it, so there we are. Yeah, I'm getting there. Oop, boy, this thing really wants to go. Yep. Oh, our parking spot's right there. Excellent. Not a very far taxi to go. I like it. We know and appreciate that you have many options when it comes to your Microsoft live streaming viewing pleasures. We appreciate that you chose to fly with us today. Do join us tomorrow in the Airbus A320 going from Orlando to Cancun. 6:30 Eastern, 11:30 UK. So if you can, do join us for that. Appreciate everybody coming in today. Thank you for the 7 thumbs up. Appreciate that. We'll be back in the Junkers 52 on Saturday for the flight to Budapest. There we are. All right, let's shut it down. Perfect. There we are. 2 hours and 14 minutes. I didn't I didn't look at my watch to or the stopwatch. But yeah, my timing was a bit off, but that's okay. Anyway, that's going to be it for today, folks. I will see you all tomorrow, 6:30 Eastern, 11:30 UK, A320 service. So until then, enjoy the rest of your Monday morning, afternoon, evening, early Tuesday, depending on where you are in the world. I will see you all later. Until then, peace, live long and prosper.